This right here depicts the real Kimmy Grant Scott. I'm not going to take much of y'all time, but I am going to maneuver through the fluff that was shown on the last episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Tink Marche, make sure you subscribe and like. Comment your thoughts below. Oh, damn well, Kimmy and LaTisha are not upset that Mel has not made them a priority over her good friends. That would be Lauren, and I think her name is CHARNITA Foster. If what LaTisha is saying is true, that she texted Mel and let her know ahead of time that Destiny Payton was going to come on Earth, would you be upset, you and Kimmy, that Melody Shari Rogers decided to bring friends of hers along on this trip? This is the problem that I typically have with LaTisha. Seeing a grown woman, but in these situations, she shows up a little girl. Kimmy, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Aren't you the same person that spoke to the therapist last season on his infamous Houston trip? I feel like Kimmy and the Scots, well, hell, Kimmy is the Scots, but Kimmy and the Scots congregated and figured out a plan to get Keke Jabbar removed from that Houston trip. She did it is she sat back and waited for everybody else to join other activities and spoke to the therapist and put seeds in her head about Keke Jabbar, and they hashed a plan on removing her. And why I feel like these two feel set up by Mel is because they're always planning and plotting and setting her up. And they cannot handle it when the same is being done to them. They can't come out and ask her specifically, do she have a problem with them? They deflect and make their issues about a room. Let's be for real. I need y'all to pay attention to these two and how they move. These are the type of women. These are the faces of women that you need to stay clear from, especially if you exude happiness, especially if you are confident, or if you're somebody like me, Tink, that don't like BS. In my opinion, the thing that's not being said out loud between LaTisha and Kimmy is the simple fact that they never wanted to come to this trip anyways. They were probably trying to come up with any excuses behind the scenes not to come amongst each other. So why show the fuck up? Why show up if you were going to nitpick about a fucking room at damn near 50 years old? Personally, runs me hot when you invite people on a trip and they're dissatisfied with a fucking room, a pillow, a card, some liquor. They're just upset to be upset because they want to travel a certain way. First, the complaint was the luggage. Then you had Neil drunk and disorderly, mad about a damn card. Then Neil went from the card to her age. No disrespect, Neil, but you are the oldest in the damn group. What is so bad about that? This is why I think Neil was a little tipsy, because she forgot her own damn age. See how Mel was looking at Neil? Did y'all see how Mel was looking at Neil like, woman, you are the oldest. It's not funny, but it's funny. Her facial expressions be cracking me up, because her facial expression is going to tell you everything she getting ready to say out her mouth, child. I was so confused why Nell was really upset. That's why I said it's an underlying issue that she is not ready to talk about, especially on camera with Mel. When Melody Shari Rogers introduced friends on this show, I am very weary, because I know either they're going to be attacked, going to be prejudged, because y'all remember how LaTisha did Neil, right? How she sat up there, tried to flex her muscle about how much ownership she had in her business with her husband. Girl, please. But I'm always weary of the friends that Mel bring around, because they're either going to be attacked or they end up being two-faced. Like Stormy. I personally have to warm up to Miss CHARNITA Foster, but she clocked their asses real quick. I know LaTisha didn't even have time to rehearse any type of clapbacks for Miss CHARNITA Foster. I can intend for LaTisha Denise Scott to snap on CHARNITA Foster because she put her on a spot.
I'm hurt. This is what they did to me, and you choose the person that's hurting me?
However, LaTisha is upset because she feels as though Mel has set her up because she invited Destiny Payton on her trip. LaTisha and Kimmy gets upset because Mel put them in a smaller room, and Kimmy's argument is Mel has known them longer than any of the girls, I guess, on the trip. Interesting you say that, Kimmy, because y'all knew her when she was going through that divorce with Martell. Hell, in my opinion, Kimmy and LaTisha would know more about what was going on with Mel and Martell, the things that we didn't see on social media. Given that fact, when Mel decided to press charges on Martell, they defended that man. So now you're picking arguments about the size of a room and comparing that to the longevity of y'all's friendship. See, if you was a real friend, you would have got in a room, got comfortable, and shut your mouth. Smile and nod. You know, the very thing that y'all would have wanted Mel to do for y'all. Interesting, the relationship they expect from Mel, while they keep her at arm's length, she's supposed to bear it all to them. It's really fucking sad. Just like when Kimmy made the comment about Sunny being on this trip. Again, it's interesting that they're giving Sunny Minks all of this pushback about her relationship with Moses, when y'all knew full and damn well that Martell was cheating with Ariane and was around her. Even the fact that Martell was the one to say that Kimmy was a side chick to Marie. Nobody understand what Sunny feels. Kimmy should. Sunny Minks, it seemed like Moses had a bad transition into your relationship. Well, you're now married, and you're taking the blows because you're answering the questions. As simple as that. You could simply say, I don't want to talk about that until Moses is here. Or I want him to explain his part and what he did, because all I know from my perspective is he and Destiny was not together, or I didn't know anything about them until X, Y, and Z. But every time the story changed, it made me look at you weird, like you did know something to some extent. Like you said, you got the ring, so why are we covering for Moses? About Sunny, this is about Charnita confronting LaTisha. Watch, on the reunion, LaTisha gonna have all kind of clapbacks for Mel and Charnita. What? I think she's thinking that Mel may have set Charnita up to bark at her or to expose her in some type of way, and she's taking it personal. Charnita said that they are sitting at the table full of ops. What you're seeing is people making nice for a check. So the Scots, they don't see this as playing dirty. They see it as they're doing what they have to do to get paid. Tisha said she told Mel straight up that she was bringing Destiny. So Mel should not be mad. She shouldn't feel slighted. Even though this is the same woman that was posted up on Instagram with her ex-husband and her kids and her ex-husband's side chick. Destiny Payton, same woman, told Mel that she knew where all Mel's bones were buried. Celine made a post on my community wall and asked y'all, did y'all think that Destiny and Martell had something going on? The majority of y'all said yes. And then there was this comment, specifically about the comments that Martell has made on several occasions about Destiny Payton's child coming out looking like him. That's not demure at all, Martell or Destiny, if y'all did decide to sleep with one another. That is so disgusting and disturbing. To know that Destiny wanted to be around Melody Shari Rogers' kids and essentially wanted her to be her village. And then Mel busted her out and said, my kids don't even like you, Destiny. And Destiny was the same person on the reunion, thanks to y'all in the comments to remind me of this. But Destiny kept telling Mel that she knew where all of Mel's bones were buried, right? Mel then exposed the fact that Martell hired an unprofessional hacker to hack her phone. Then it was exposed that Destiny was calling Martell 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Destiny and Martell is the reason why a lot of women don't feel like men and women can have platonic relationships. First of all, Martell is a sexual deviant. I'm sure there was some sexual talk between the two. Continuing this hacker situation, Melody must have received one of Destiny's calls to her ex, and this is how she knew they had been in communication. After the part 2 reunion of Love and Marriage Huntsville aired, fans were already coming at Destiny for coming after Melody. So when I saw Bundy Blue respond and say that she feels as though Mel may have saw one of the messages that Destiny may have sent Martell, it got me to thinking, and I had to do some digging and figure out, like, what the hell is really going on between Martell and Destiny? Just me and you talking, okay? But people like Destiny and Martell, if in fact they had a inappropriate relationship with one another, they feel like they're safe because they're dating somebody that they know, one, and two, that other person have something to lose because they're married. Sunny, this is why I say that ring don't mean nothing. To Akira on TikTok, who's suing her soon-to-be ex-husband's side chick mistress. Long story long, Akira and her husband was double dating with a couple that they knew. Brene is a TikToker. Cheated on her husband Devon with Akira's husband, who is cousins to Brene's husband. Damn shame, huh? So she's suing her ass because she interfered in her relationship. So I wish we would stop saying that people can't interfere in happy homes and can't destroy happy homes. Miss me with that bullshit. They absolutely can. Child, it's LaTisha acting like she didn't know what CHARNITA FOSTER was talking about when she said she needs to watch her. She's the type of woman that would sit in your face, smile at you, get all your tea, and run it back to her real friends, cousins, or her mama. It's all in efforts to make herself feel good about her own situation. It's her looking at Charnita like she was gonna stand down or something. Like, no ma'am, I said what I said, we grown as hell. So what you gotta understand is that's because CHARNITA FOSTER don't technically know you, and she know you by way of, shout out to Queen Sheba, by way of Melody Shari Rogers. It doesn't mean that she can't clock you by herself. She's a grown-ass woman, probably been around the block a couple of times. She know women like you, and once you experience a LaTisha, you will never fucking forget them. And yeah, she took into account what Melody may have told her behind closed doors, but she clocked your ass real good because you said those words out of your own damn mouth. My advice to you is stop being so damn fake. Because in essence, even though this went over your head 1,000 times, what Charnita was saying is, when a person tell you who they are, believe them. I think Mel said checkmate. When you said you was bringing Destiny Payton, she said all bets are off. I'm bringing who I want. We do have a show to run, right? That's what you wanted? A show between Destiny and Mel? The only thing LaTisha could say is that She invited Destiny because Destiny is in the same circle, trying to put emphasis on the fact Destiny belongs here and Charnita needs to be quiet. She even called her the Mel's bodyguard, right? Weak. That's a weak ass comeback. Because the way Mel said fuck Destiny, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Fuck Destiny, girl. I love this Mel. Every damn trip, they're having to cater and make LaTisha feel so comfortable like she's a child. And it's so exhausting. But on the flip side, she get to say shit like she gonna beat Neil ass or whatever she insinuated about putting hands on Neil. I think that Kimmy and LaTisha definitely said that. The way she put her hands in Neil's face and the way LaTisha was touching that woman's shirt. That is a boundary you should not cross with anybody, especially when you know they've been drinking a little bit and tensions are a little bit high. Now, she's going to deflect later on and say the reason why she was upset is because Neil was giving her 2 cents about a situation that they were already hashing out. To be honest, I don't think Neil meant anything by it. Told them that they got to suck this one up too. I think Kimmy was just ready to fucking pop off. I think Neil is a ball of energy, especially when she's a little drunk. You can tell that LaTisha and Kimmy had already had some BS on their mind. The energy manifested in their attitudes at the airport, bickering about the beds, LaTisha bickering about Mel saying she wanted to bring her single friend. It made his rounds to Sunny, and it pit stopped right there with Neil Fletcher. Already had a preconceived notion on how they felt like this trip was gonna go. Came with their guards up, their asses out for everybody to kiss. And it's really low vibrational. And Kimmy expressed on several occasions throughout this episode that she don't do girls trips. I personally don't. If I don't know you, I'm not going. And like many other trips that Mel has invited y'all to, you didn't make it. You had an excuse. You didn't want to come. For whatever reason, you didn't show up. Why was this specific trip important to you two? Because y'all had invited Destiny Payton to Melody Cherie's trip, and y'all knew that it was going to be some drama geared towards Mel. And now that y'all have shown up, y'all realize that she actually have friends there that got her back as well. Y'all say checkmate. Checkmate.